Hello again everyone and welcome to this new video. Today we are taking a look at the former Great Northern and North Western Joint Railways lines around Leicestershire and Nottinghamshire. We are here at Newark Northgate for the start of this video, which is still open on the line between Nottingham, Lincoln to Doncaster and Sheffield. One of two stations in the town. This is roughly where the line began towards Melton Mowbray, which we will follow today in this video. Hi everyone, welcome to this new video today. We are here at Newark Northgate station today in the town of Newark-on-Trent in Nottinghamshire. This station we're at today is actually the starting point of a former line we're going to follow today. Now, this is one of Leicestershire/Nottinghamshire's most probably least known lines, but there's a line that used to run from here to Bottesford in Nottinghamshire, and there was another line which ran all the way down towards Scotland, where the Waltham-on-the-Wolds branch ran off, and then there was a line to Melton Mowbray town by a certain villages in the Leicestershire/Nottinghamshire countryside. Now, Newark Northgate is still open on the line with services to Edinburgh, Waverley, York, Leeds, Doncaster, among other destinations. So this is our first active station, but until we reach Melton Mowbray town, all this line is pretty much abandoned. We're going to take a look at a couple of former works as well in the Newark area, pushing on to Melton Mowbray area, and we'll see what remains of most of this old line. So this video will be titled the Newark-on-Trent and Melton Mowbray line, and we are now depart Newark Northgate, which stands behind me proudly, still in use today, and we'll head off to look at one of the former works down in the nearby village of Bottesford. I'll see you at those works. So as we depart the first station on this line, which was at Cottam. This is the village of Cottam. It opened in 1879 and closed in 1939. This was the only intermediate station between Newark-on-Trent and Bottesford. As we can see, it's over the road facing back towards Newark-on-Trent. And as we pan around, we see the old station cottages across the road. And as we look over the bridge, we can see the track heading back towards Bottesford. As we can see, it's not been in use, and we've got some lovely old railway cottages and the old station master's house. Beautiful. So down there is the site of, I apologise if I mispronounce this, Cottam station, or Cottam station. This is the village of Cottam in Nottinghamshire, and this was the first stop on the line between Newark and Melton Mowbray. As one can see today, it's been left overgrown and not in use. I believe that's the station master's house there on the top right, now a private resident, and there's two former station cottages to the far right, which are now private residences, but this isn't of a footpath, so not much remains of the station here, other than the further down there, if you can just about see the line of fences going up. That's pretty much all there is to see of the old station site and the bridge overlooking it. We'll now head on to the next one. This was Cottam station. Let's see the next one. So as we depart Cottam station, we head to the next one at Bottesford. Now, there was two stations at Bottesford. Bottesford East, which is still open on the Poacher line between Skegness and Nottingham via Grantham and Sleaford. And then there was Bottesford South, which was the next stop along this part of the line between Newark and Melton Mowbray. However, we'll be looking at both stations, but Bottesford South is the actual station on the line, but there was a spur from the line to Bottesford East to give services on the Poacher line access to Newark-on-Trent, among other destinations. So it's here that I mentioned that you can't get onto the railway, because literally behind there, heading down just there, is where you can just about see where the railway runs, behind that pole. As we can see, keep out. So this is private, of course. Some discarded fencing around here, but not really much I don't know what used to be down here. This obviously was either a drive to something or part of a field, but it's just not been in use for quite a while. So we'll head off to the next one now. We arrive at the village of Bottesford. This is a village which has a station still open. Bottesford East, now just simply Bottesford. The old station building's here, but unoccupied and not in use. We are facing roughly the platform for Nottingham with the station building here. The former station master's house is there on the left. Also a private residence. Now we'll go to track level where we face the Skegness/Grantham bound platform from the footbridge overlooking the line. As we face back towards the Nottingham bound platform with the station building and master's house, we see the spire of Bottesford's church, station building, and the station master's house adjoins the platform. So that there is Bottesford station. This is on the line from Nottingham to Skegness via Grantham. This is originally was called Bottesford East. However, when they had this line station open, there was another one called Bottesford South a bit further down in the village. So you can see the tall spire of the parish church in the distance. The original station building is still here, and the station masters, although the station masters are private residence, the station building is unoccupied. That's the Nottingham bound platform where the building is, and a bit further across here on the footbridge, that there is the Grantham/Skegness bound platform. As we can see, it's quite quiet today for a Friday. But it's, I reckon this is busy in the mornings when people are commuting to either Skegness, Grantham or Nottingham. So we're facing that way towards Grantham/Skegness. And we're facing that way back towards Nottingham. We'll now head on to the next part, which is to look for Bottesford South Junction and then the former site of Bottesford South Station. So as we depart Bottesford East Station, we'll go and have a quick look for where the junction of Bottesford South Junction was, where this line and the line we're following all converged on and off at. At the junction here, we go to find Bottesford South Station. As we can see, there's the old station master's house of Bottesford South, now a private residence. The line actually through this part between Red Mile and Bottesford was still in use until the 80s for a fuel depot for Texaco up until the late 80s, early 90s. And then when that closed, the line was lifted and mothballed. Nothing's been done with the line since, other than a part of it being occupied by an unmarked footpath. As we can see, not much to see of the old station site of Bottesford South. This station opened in 1879, but actually closed far back in 1882. So not much can really be seen of the former station site. Unlike the rest of the stations on this line, this was an early closure on the line. So roughly there where the big trees overhanging, that is the site of Bottesford South Station. And it's the station master's house is beyond that part of the tree, now a private residence. Not really much to document of the old station at Bottesford South. I'd driven down to the drive to try and turn round. I couldn't see any glimpses of the old railway station or anything, so you'd have a wasted trip looking for it there. But if I pan round, that bit there is now in use for a public footpath, which I'm not sure if it goes all the way into the odd station site and somewhere down there, or if it diverges off somewhere a little bit further down. But that's heading back towards Bottesford, east / Newark on Trent, Newark Northgate rather. That way is heading towards Melton Mowbray. So we'll now head to the next one, and I'll see you there. As we depart Bottesford South Station, we head to the next one at Red Mile.